Okay. Ladies and gents, we have the last series, the last round for Daut in T90 Titans League Group A. But then we also have the second to last series for Classicpro. Now, I'm going to just break this down real quick. Some people are going to be like, wait a second. We didn't have Daut play for like a week and a half, and now he's getting his fifth round in before anyone else. Why is this? Well, basically, the way that things were scheduled originally was we were going to have Viper and Daut as the fifth round. And we had instead Viper and Daut. We asked them kindly to play before this round because of the way things were shaping up. It looked like Viper was going to dominate and he was going to be top of the group regardless. We didn't want a situation where we'd have two teammates playing each other in the final round where Daut had everything to fight for and Viper had nothing to fight for. So they had a very competitive series as we'll start, and that's what we would have been hoping for anyways, but, you know, just to make sure there was no additional, like, weird trolling or anything like that, we made sure we got that set in. So this is actually Daut coming in. This is his final round in the group stage. He's at 6 points, which puts him in second place. But you have a lot of other players who still have another set after this. And Classicpro, he has already faced the Viper, Jordan, and Miguel. Some very tough opponents. And Classicpro has 4 points with this series and then another series against Say My Name. So for Classicpro, we'll see what he can do here. I think he has looked very, very good in Group A. And I know that other players like Jordan and like Miguel are hoping that Daut can kill Classicpro off and take some points away from Classicpro because those players are basically fighting for position against Classicpro. Classicpro, he's playing as the Chinese here. We have Aztecs for Daut. Game 1's Arabia. Aztecs Chinese, pretty classic matchup. I've actually really enjoyed to see the classic matchups. We've seen Gurjara's Hindustanis a lot for Arabia, but have not seen it here. I think both players ended up banning them. And this is pretty good. Edo says, idle TC time, bad Chinese management. Sure, they're hard to juggle, but you expect it at this point. They should learn to get 50 food in on time. Yeah, so here's the thing, though. A perfect Chinese start is 25 seconds of TC idle time because you don't start with food. So this is actually, I mean, that's what I go by. 23 seconds of TC idle time is actually perfect for Classicpro. So instead of the word bad, I would say fantastic, right? Because, again, they don't start with food. Aztecs have extra gold. Aztecs, I think, can really threaten the Chinese if this turns into Eagles and Monks. And Eagles and Monks are that go-to, I would say Eagle Pikeman Monk. You just want to snowball. When Daut played as the Mayans against the Viper, he fell behind and he snowballed his way back into it with a lot of heavy Eagle play. And I could expect the same here for Daut. Maps definitely seem a little bit more open than some of the other generations we've had in Titans League. Both players having 3 wood lines. For Classicpro, 2 of them have jumbled up here, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, so I can understand how you look at this and see this idle TC time is bad. But that's actually, this is as perfect as it gets with the Chinese. Now, you're good, Edo. You're good. I'm glad you brought it up. Also, someone brought this up earlier, but it's so cool how we can have people be wrong. Or, you know, like even myself, like, and I have to do a better job of it. But like, we're not always going to be right all the time, right? We're not always going to agree all the time. But I just like how respectful we are with our points, right? Like, you know, some people, it's a weird thing on the internet where you just got to like fight all the time. And not like full on fight insult people, but like be aggressive about like points and stuff like that. It's cool how chill we are with that. That I can say, like, actually, this is the case. And you can be like, oh, yeah, really? Cool. That's awesome. So I appreciate you guys for that. Guys, Classicpro, he was... Oh, no, I was about to compliment him. Why do I do this? Oh, my God. I was literally just about to say... He has been amazing. And I was about to talk about his results and who I can compare him to and all these things. Oh my God, dude. That's even worse than the normal jinx. That's the pre-jinx right there. It's normal for me to say something good about somebody and then bad things happen afterwards. Anyways, that was sloppy because he saw the barracks. He should have known to keep an eye out. He knew something was up. On the bright side, he does at least know there is a barracks, which means militia are likely coming. And that is why Classic Pro is being so stubborn with getting walls down right now. It won't be the end of the world for him if the militia won't get in. But he does need to be really careful he doesn't lose villagers to any of this. He is walled up here. He's obviously walled to the edge of the map with that wood line. And Daut trying his best here. And Classic Pro has to be careful. He could lose a vill. He could lose a villager. We have another villager on the way. Daut just wants to block that. He does not want this to be built. Well played from Classic Pro, and honestly well played from Daut as well. Now, guys, I was very critical of Daut's build orders with the Drush Flush or the Drush Fast Feudal. Drush Flush is generally what you refer to when you're saying, like, Drush into archers. But this build is actually really clean from him. His game against Viper, he had a really weird situation there. His one game against Jordan. So basically, the 2 rounds he played before this, it was really bad. This is more of a standard uptime from him, so we get some map control. And I'll click up. Since Daut saw the walling, would it make sense to just skip out on the Drush entirely? It does depend, Baskets. But in my opinion, no. Because you're able to still force reactions in most cases. So, okay, so let's say the walls were already down there. Now, obviously, Daut... I think there's a hole there, by the way. Obviously, Daut kind of knew that he could maybe get a bit of value from the Eagle. But let's say the walls are already down. There's still a lot you can do. Like, I think you can attack houses. You can force repairs. Building the barracks at the time that he did, it sets your eco back a little bit anyways, right? I think this is open, man. There's a hole, and neither player knows there's a hole. Wait, does Classic Pro know there's a hole? Just act like there's no hole there, and it'll be fine. Is there... What? I think there's a hole. But yeah, like, you could still... You've already kind of skewed up your uptime by building the barracks that early, so I'd say just commit and make the militia. And if you're not having any success, just attack a house. I think maybe 3 months ago, or whenever that change was made with the houses, I think maybe is a bit different. But you can take out houses pretty quickly. So that's what I say. But, yeah, there's a hole here. There's definitely a hole here. Daut behind this is just taking the time to wall. And he's just going to go for eco with very little follow-up, it looks like. Knows his opponent is going for scouts. Goes for the wood and the farm upgrade. Normally you have an archer range, guys. Daut has chosen not to do that. This would not be possible if Classic Pro would not have lost his scout. That scout could have stopped the walling. That would have been in Dark Age, but guess what? Losing the starting scout, one of the worst things that can happen to you. Now Classic Pro has made army, hoping he could do damage. He can't do damage, and now he has to make army, expecting army from Daut, and Daut's not even making any army right now. So, remember that composition I talked about? I think Eagle, Spearman, Monk. That's what you'll want to get to against the Chinese. And Daut, he loves his market. He's so crazy, man. He's so crazy. He's going to market. The only reason he sent more to gold is just so he can make a market soon and buy food. And it does make sense, too, because... And this doesn't make sense. Moving out with 1 Spearman against this many scouts, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, even though he did get a kill. But the Chinese have cheaper technologies. The scout players had a lot of farms for a while, so he'll probably have a good castle time. If you both ease up to Castle Age, you might be later. Just wait for it. This is, again, not a bold prediction when you're talking about Daut, but I expect a market for him soon. Clearly showing Classic Pro, though, that he's building up towards Eagle Spearman. And so Classic Pro might be tempted to add an archer range, but so far it doesn't look like he is. Gonna add a blacksmith in front of his gold there, adding even another scout, which is interesting. And oh my god, is this the correct play? He'll get the Spearman first, which is definitely the way to do it. Dang, yo, I would not have taken that fight. I would not have done that personally. If you take it, you should definitely go for the spears, but he's basically punishing Daut for showing Eagles in Feudal. Eagles in Feudal take a long time to create, and they're not near as strong as Eagles in Castle. That was really well done. And then there's the market for Daut, as we expected, right? And then we're going to see Classicpro click up. I thank you for recommending Alt F4 to someone. That is very 2018 of you, Arik. So some people use inspect element to remove the live symbol when they're watching on desktop. I know it can kind of be in the way at times with some of the things up there. If you have questions, either ask and someone will speak up in chat, or just check the Discord. I'm going to add something to my website. I have a website which kind of explains some things on like how to work your way around. And I think I should add it there soon. I'll probably forget, but I want to do that. Okay, so here's the issue with the whole Eagle Spearman thing. They can start producing the Spearman and Eagles in Feudal. It's so tough. Classicpro has to wait till he's in Castle Age to make knights. I think the key for Classicpro is that he stops Daut from going forward with anything. Because if Daut gets forward siege, Daut could just take him completely off of gold, and if you don't have gold, you're going to die. Monks as well for Daut would be very important. Using the scouts against the monks would be nice. I do not mind going straight knights, but it's a little risky. I think that's also part of the reason why Classicpro took the fight he did, because the numbers would be a whole lot higher for Daut otherwise. Okay. Weak scout, by the way, for Classicpro. We'll want to scout those relics. Classicpro, again, 2 stables. He has hidden that other stable from Daut, so Daut doesn't exactly know. There's a world where some players might go to stone, drop a castle. Classicpro's not that guy. Classicpro opening with knights. And Daut's probably like, whoa, I used the market and I'm not up faster? And ooh, sneaky boy. Also, love the monastery choice. Also, if you can take an engagement against any of this before, look at this scouting. He saw the monastery. He's a beast. I'm a fanboy, I know, but that's incredible. Yeah, if you can add your own monks to convert your knights back or heal up, it can be huge. Also, engaging before pikemen is always a really big thing as well. That said, guys, I do not think that's going to happen. Daut has killed 2 scouts. There's just 1 now. Here come the knights. And they're hoping to engage before pikemen. If you see pikemen, you have to back off. It's this triangle, man. The Aztecs are the best at it. Monk, pikeman, eagle. And then you just slapped a bunch of villagers on gold and hope for the best. Aztec production is so fast. And their monks are so tanky. I'm a little surprised Daut's only on 2 barracks right now. I mean, his eco is actually looking really good. So there's a world where maybe he can actually boom behind this, which is not always common with an Aztec all-in. But yeah, anyways, like, sometimes he'd go 3 barracks. I'm liking the progress he's making with 2, though. Classicpro still can't take engagements easily. Classicpro will have the Vil lead because he's on 2 town centers. But he's going to need something else, and he's going to add siege. Okay, accidentally sent a knight out there, forced to delete it because Daut was about to get a conversion. And now Daut goes for the siege workshop. You'll notice Daut's on stone, though, so he is, in the back of his mind, he's not opposed to adding the 2nd town center. Daut trying to just get any value from his monks. And here he is. No sanctity yet, but he gets a very, very fast conversion. Loses the monk. That's not bad for Classicpro, who now needs to run away. That villager also is going to get killed. We have the monk to get conversions. We have Classicpro, and there's just so many things out here. He did get a conversion, though. I think his monk is going to die, sadly. It's a tough thing to deal with on Arabia, this combination. Now, this is a decent fight if you don't lose a knight to a conversion. Because he's got okay-ish upgrades. Oh! No, it's bad. It's bad. It's very bad. It's very bad. Daut gets more conversions. 15 to 10 KD, but he's got siege on the gold now of Classicpro. I'm telling you, like, Aztecs, if they just do not fall behind early feudal, if they can get forward, not many civilizations can stop them. And now Daut, I think he's just confirmed his suspicions. Now he will know that his opponent is on gold over here. Also, love the idea for Daut to get Sanctity, which gives his monks more HP. And Aztec monks, they get plus 5 HP for every monk technology. So you get even more on top of what Sanctity gives you. And you could get more, too, but I don't think you need to. I think Daut knows his position is pretty strong, but he also recognizes that there's a lot of vills for the enemy right now. So it just continues to get worse and worse, in theory, right? If you add Siege, the Aztecs can use the Eagles against the Siege. Obviously, you can use the Knights against the Eagles, but then the Monks can be used against your Knights, and then the Monks can actually be used against your Siege, because Aztecs can get Redemption. Normally, you need a combination of units, like Crossbow and Knights, and you need to, of course, out-micro your opponent. Now, it's not known for having the best micro. That needs to be deleted, and it is a delete. Classicpro will probably set his gather point in his stables over here now. And Classicpro is struggling to take gold at the moment, but he's going to shift. And Daut, good micro. The Eagles diving. Important moments. Daut gets one. He also loses one. He will now dive to take out the siege. It feels like if he takes out the siege, he can maybe take out the town center. But he's engaging underneath the town center fire. Is this good or bad? The siege has gone down. It feels like it's good for Daut. Obviously, pikemen will go down, though. And I think he's going to want a few more pikemen on the field then. Those are some very weak knights right now for Classicpro. He can't ever move out towards the main fight, though. Love this from Classicpro, how he's just taking this gold. But I do not love his position. In fact, it gives me great amounts of anxiety. I have played up against Aztec all-ins many times. And Daut's not even... Daut is in excellent shape here, guys. Like, this is... It feels all in, but it's not all in. Also, Knights looping back here after some conversions. Dang. He probably got a message from Jordan in the morning, and it was like, hey, 3-0 Classicpro for me, okay? Because I do... I need some help. Now, I never know Daut's true feelings, but he has been making jokes about how he wants Jordan to get relegated out of the group. So if he really thinks that, it would be best for him to lose against Classicpro. Obviously, there's still a world where Daut might not even get second or third in the group. So, like, he really needs to get wins while he can. And more Knights getting converted. You cannot hit a Monk and kill it with one Mangonella shot after Sanctity. Especially with the Aztecs. And this is getting out of hand here, guys. This is getting out of hand. And I don't expect it to stop. Classicpro is now going to fall back for a castle. So he's going to try and cut off the wounded leg and hope that he can walk on it later. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get the castle up. Probably a spot where Daut will be so happy enough to maybe go out and get some relics. It's a little uncommon. Actually, no, I take that back because you want all your forces here. You don't want to lose a fight because you didn't have a few monks here protecting all your siege. This is a big investment. No redemption yet for Daut is a little surprising for me. I thought he could have had that. Maybe he did get it and I missed it, but I don't think he did. He did get one more monk technology, though, so I must be missing something. Actually, no, he didn't. 50 HP is what you would get after Sanctity with Aztecs, I think. So, yeah. It has the siege. Obviously, it needs to protect it right now. We're going to have a castle to protect this gold. Daut's streaming some eagles in. He'll know the knights are back there now. And I know the eco count says that Classicpro's ahead. I just don't see how he can be. With all the idle time. Daut knows it too. 4th town center on the gold right now. This TC will likely go down. And now look at this economy. You've got no gold for the time being. You've got plenty of stone. What does that give you? Your villagers have to flee. Dang. Guys, I made some, not some jokes, but some statements. Oh, big moment, big moment. Shot, Classicpro, maybe. No better time. Huh! Oh, again. Huh! Okay, he doesn't get that one. I mean, that's something. That's helpful. That keeps him alive. We'll see what Daut does from here. But, like, Daut has such 0 to hero moments in Age of Empires. In his previous series, he had a beastly 90-minute game against Viper, one of the better comebacks you'll ever see from the guy. And then he lost a villager to a boar in Dark Age the next game. He's so all over the place. It's so funny. But, like, now, this game has looked flawless. It doesn't even look like the same player that we saw in some moments of the previous sets. This is really good. Now, a lot of that could be Aztecs, but I'm not willing to give Aztecs this much credit because that takes away from Daut just how clean he's played this. Love the outposts, love the houses, love how he has vision over there. Kind of has his opponent surrounded right now. Now he's going to bring back relics. And I think Classicpro, as I like to say, he's treading water right now, but he still will have no life vests arriving. He still will eventually drown. I just do not see how the guy can ever recover from this. His villas are alive, but they're hardly efficient. And he has no way to stop the army from Daut, and he has nothing to stop Daut when he's an imp especially. This is sick. This is sick, and we've seen Aztecs perform well on Arabia, but we haven't seen Aztecs actually get to this type of a comp. This is the ideal Aztec composition on Arabia. And honestly, Arena as well, depending, you know, obviously you've got more work to do there. I mean, and this is how tough it is, guys. Look at the KD. 48-31 right now. That is not a bad KD. Also, 82 villagers versus 94. That's not bad either. Just the composition's unreal. Obviously, Classicpro right now, he doesn't know some of the things we know. He doesn't know how good Daut's position is. He doesn't know Daut's on the way to Imp or that Daut's building a castle here. He has Bod Canero. He probably is feeling pretty good about the Chukunu because Castle Age Eagles aren't that good against archers. And also pikemen certainly aren't good against archers. And now he's going to get some knights in. He'll start to see the farms and the town centers and be like, ooh. God, he's got a lot more eco than I expected. Also, a little raid over here from Daut as he runs into the back area of Classicpro's eco. And yep, Daut's going to get damage done there. Classicpro trying his best. This is domination from Daut game 1. Again, 6 wins. This is his final round. Classicpro 4 wins. He has this round and then the next round upcoming. So potential of 6 wins for Classicpro. Potential of 3 for Daut, I guess, with what's left in the group stage. I just do not see how Imperial Age with Eagles doesn't mean that Classicpro is dead here. I mean, he'll clear this up. There will be Trebs for Daut most likely, though. The Elite Eagles for Daut. They should be able to deal with this no problem. And Classicpro knows it. Classicpro taps out. Guys, there was one thing in this game which was particularly bad for Classicpro. What was it? If you paid attention, what was the thing that went wrong for Classicpro? And this is maybe a statement that will discourage anyone out there from ever trying to play competitive Age of Empires. Because it was so long ago. And it happens so commonly for people. But it matters. Every little bit matters. No, it wasn't the hole. It was the scout. Yeah. It was the scout. Believe it or not. So, like, let's look at this, right? So he walls out the Drush. I want to show you what Daut does once he recognizes that he's in a position to go to Feudal Age. This is a learning moment, okay? Okay, so Daut's on the way to Feudal. This never happens if Classicpro has a scout. If Classicpro has a starting scout, these villagers get picked. Watch. Right about... Boom. Feudal. Scout is here. Scout is looking. Villager can get attacked. Scout is here. Villager can get attacked. Like, this very open map cannot get walled like this if the scout doesn't die. And so what Daut recognized was he didn't need to play into an archery range like you would more commonly want to do. He didn't need a lot of military because his opponent was going scouts and he could just wall. Losing that starting scout allowed Daut to have the type of game he wanted leading up towards Castle Age. And again, like, that is punishing, obviously. There's nothing you can do about it at this stage if you're Classicpro. You just got to try and bring your way back into it. But starting scout would have made all the difference there. Would have changed the whole game. I don't think Daut would have ever been that greedy. Classicpro maybe had a situation there then where Daut would go man-at-arms and have to add archers. Classicpro can add skirms. He can mix in his own archers later for pikes. But it wasn't that type of game. Alrighty, game number 2. Game number 2 between Daut Classicpro again. Daut's got 2 more games. He's got this game and the next game. That's it for him in the group stage. That first win, that feels good for him. He's now at 7 wins. I think what he would love to do And I'm trying to think of the math here. Yeah, what he would love to do, I guess, is try and, like, surpass the Viper. But I don't think that's possible. I think even if he were to win 2 more games, he and Viper would be tied. And then the tiebreak would be set wins. And then also the head-to-head, which Viper would win the tiebreak. So, okay, the goal for Daut then is obviously to win $40 a game. The goal for Daut is to make sure that he's in good shape and also maybe have second place in the group. If he's second place in the group after the group stage, second place will move on to face up against a third place from another group. That's how it works. So, you know, Classic Pro, 4 points here. This round and the next to play. Every game matters here. And I have seen him play cross quite a few times. He played it against Miguel. He also played it against Jordan. And then Classic Pro, who else did he face? He hasn't faced Say My Name. I don't think he played it against the Viper, but it has been a consistent home map pick for Classic Pro, or at least it's been in almost every series we've seen with him. And Daut also has played quite a few cross games. In fact, he played against Say My Name, and he played against Miguel on this map. And I think every time Daut played, Byzantines won. One time he lost against Byzantines, and one time he won as the Byzantines. I believe that's how it went. Byzantines have been a very common pick on this map, and I actually really like it. Same with the Lithuanians. All right, so with the Lithuanians, you have the ability to send more villagers to wood at the start, which leads to earlier dock. Extra food in the bank is always helpful there. Daut's map. Actually, both have incredible maps. Which map would you prefer here, guys? As Classic Pro refuses to stop running into town centers. I mean, I was going to say Byzantines, you know, they have the extra vision from Town Watch and Town Patrol, so it's very easy to play defensive. Higher HP buildings, which is helpful. Also has the faster working fire ship, so some good bonuses there. But at least Classic Pro didn't lose his scout. But second game in a row that he's run into a TC, and it feels like he had a warning, too. He saw the house, but I guess he just came in off the hill, so I can understand it. I would actually prefer Classic Pro's base only because he can wall to this wood line, and that would stop Daut from sneaking a villager. Daut could do a similar thing, but he would just have to wall more. That's the main difference. I'd prefer Daut's berries. So back-ish berries and back gold is nice. Obviously, there's a back gold here for Classic Pro. Yeah, Daut has done the right thing. He's like, just like, take me to your people. If you want to keep your scout alive, you have to go to your TC. And Daut then realizes there's a straggler tree and a house and runs away. The way Classic Pro tried to play versus Jordan and Miguel is he tried to sneak a Vil. Both games. I think Miguel actually hit him, and he thought Miguel wasn't going to do that, so I think he ended up playing defensive. But I think that was the strat. And so, you look, watch this scout. He's probably going to try and verify dock position and see if this is opened up. I'm looking around, looking around, looking around. He's going to send the Vil. And guys, if players are going to do this, so I faced up against a guy on ladder, and I've seen a lot of games. Honestly, send your Vil real early. You do not want to send your Vil, particularly with Lithuanians, because I think you can up the feudal age so fast. You do not want that Vil to be walking without that dock. While your opponent has a scout that's in feudal age. See what I mean? Daut's going to naturally wall this way. Oh, we have a barracks. Ooh, I was wrong. Okay. I was wrong. Daut obviously going to check for these things. Daut going to click up as well. And he did also see there was a pond down there. We'll probably see a Paranoia scouting fishing ship for Daut on this shorefish or this fish here just to see if there's a dock. Here you have the scouts fighting. Could be disastrous for Classic Pro to lose the scout 2 games in a row. I think it's likely he will as well. That's very weak. And Daut is sending the Vil this way. It's not walled. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Again, this is scouting though, guys. This is scouting, and Doubt's going to run right down here. Let's see if Classic Pro spreads his fish out. Now, Dout won't have vision on there being man-at-arms. I think that's why Classic Pro is trying to get away. And actually, woo! Bastard of Feudal, so the scout stays alive. Okay, so there's them checking. He's just checked, but he brought the fishing ship back. A lot of players will keep it on the shore fish so they know. Oh, boy. Dout, get your dock down here, buddy. And we'll see if Classic Pro spots it. We'll see if Dout sees this. Free town watch. He should know. Here come the militia. Dout. Hello? Oh, my God. Okay, that's bad. All three of those villagers could go down. That guy, that lady's done. This next villager could go down. Dout has to delete the lumber camp. Amazing start for Classic Pro. Wow, amazing start. So scouting, obviously, so important on both sides here. Also, I want to just quickly rewind. I want to show something. And I feel like this is a very underrated move that you don't see a lot. Okay. I want to show you guys this. So at first glance, you might think, wow, this is Dout not noticing things. Keep in mind, Dout has to go for the attack here. Or, yeah, the attack here with the dock. He's placing some walls. He's probably adding fishing ships and checking this. So he's doing a lot. Now, it's your normal reaction as a player to respond to attack signals. So watch this. Units are moving in, and Classic Pro attacks this house. And so Dout looks there and says, oh, that's okay. And then notices like half a second to a second later that there's also man-at-arms here. I know that might seem like a really small thing, but that is high-level Age of Empires at its finest, and I love that from Classic Pro. That is a great move. And now he's benefiting from this. And now he could break through as well with the man-at-arms, and Dout could have problems. So the good news for Dout is that he does have this dock up. And Classic Pro has no clue. Dout's making a fishing ship! He's making a fishing ship! It's a fish heist! What? Dout! Don't steal his fish, man! Does he set the gather point to over there as well? I think he got so frazzled. Okay, I think that was clearly a mistake. I think he tried to go back to this dock. So, okay, now he's going to fish, take the opponent's salmon. And now Classic Pro's checking. And now Classic Pro will know that this is here. So they're just going to share the fish because that's nice. They heard about the villagers dying. And they're really sad for the villagers. So they don't want the same to happen on water. I mean, I say Classic Pro knows. He's not actually making anything here yet. So clearly there's a lot going on. But, guys, Dout, he needs to kill those fishing ships. Because Fletching's already in on archers, and Dout doesn't even have a barracks. This build order from Classic Pro, it's not designed around taking out fishing ships. It's about using the fishing ships that he has to go for the kill. And this is awesome. Also, love how Dout is trying to use his starting scout here. Because he's just trying to delay as long as possible. This could get out of hand very fast for Dout. Like, super, super ugly. Classic Pro obviously will need to defend his fish. Dout making another fire galley, so far so good for Dout there. Byzantine extra building HP certainly helping at the moment. Also, Dout's going to go kill this scout now. I gave him a lot of credit earlier for attacking that house, but I wish he would have pulled that away. I understand he's doing a million other things, though. And he will lose his pond. So, I mean, listen, if Dout doesn't take more damage from this, if Dout can get some skirmishers out, Dout might be okay. He's still chopping wood here, by the way, so that's kind of yikes. Classic Pro transitioning into farms. Could still compete on his pond, obviously. He might not give that up. But he is looking for the kill, and I can't help but feel like he could find it still. Yes, Doubt's getting fletching, but he could still lose his palisade walls pretty quickly, and if the units are in, Dout could have problems. So Dout not on any other ponds at the moment. Classic Pro pressuring. Getting hit. Good micro. He knows that he just needs to break through. He knows how little the skirmishers do versus the man-at-arms. He's through now. Dout needs to back away. The archers advance. Now he's kind of walling towards the town center, but there's no villagers around the town center to really hop in. Because it's cross and this game is played differently. Also, Doubt's villager is going to go down. And Doubt's fire ship is going to go down. Daut still hasn't killed an archer here, but he's very close to killing all the archers. He gets that one. He gets that one. And wow, great cleanup. Classicpro expanding to this area with a dock. Classicpro's man-at-arms probably have lived their full life at this point. Oh, villager. Oh, she doesn't die. Daut's still going to be annoying over here, so I like the idea if you're Classicpro to just add a few fishing ships there. But guys, look at Daut's wood count. Talk about the need for a market right now. Holy cow. 21 on wood, 5 on food, 11 gold. And you actually can't make a market until you make a mill. So he's going to need to do that. Here he's having to micro. He has to be careful he doesn't lose his skirms to the man-at-arms. And yeah, it looks like Classicpro is just keeping away from the pond where Daut very much wanted to go. Daut had some problems here, guys. The transitional eco for Classicpro, I understand he was late to fishing other ponds, but it's been very good. That was a lot of pressure. Let's look at the resources brought in this game. Yep. Look at the food difference. Food and gold difference. Those are the resources you normally look for to see how good someone's macro was. Daut will continue to spam fires from here, I'm sure. I'm sure he'll eventually want to add fishing ships towards the north. Classicpro is going to try his best to sneak in that hole again as he's brought his archers over. I wonder if he decides to try and kill this. I guess not. He wants to hide it. Classicpro adding a market. It's always good against Daut. I feel like if you beat Daut to the prices, you're going to be loving life. Still producing down here. Daut very late with the scout. He hasn't been able to play that type of game, so he hasn't really been thinking about it. And he's going to see this. Classicpro could kill this scout. Daut attacking. Classicpro obviously attacking here. Classicpro reacting. Daut realizing there's a reaction and running away. Also the man-at-arm still doing something. Will die. Classicpro will run away with his archers as he's close to clicking up. Man, this guy has looked good, guys. Classicpro has looked really, really good. 5-3 eco KD, sure. But what he's been able to do with his economy is far greater than Daut's. And Daut says, who needs economy? Oh. Guys, if they remove the market from the game, where do you think Daut's world rankings would be? Like, okay, wherever you think he's at now is not important, but how many spots would he dip in the world rankings without the market? And I'm not even joking. He's a great, I'm not trying to discount his skills. He's a fantastic player. Obviously still fantastic pro. Would do very well, I'm sure, if the market didn't exist. But like, how many spots would he drop? Look at that. Now, it's the right play here. But I feel like every time I'm watching the guy play, we're talking about his market. Nice micro there. Don't need a market for that micro. Okay. I love how Classicpro didn't give up with the archer numbers, because Daut just figures he doesn't need many more skirms. So I like the pressure he's going for. I also really like how he hasn't given up on his own dock right now. Daut's use of the market is truly horrifying. It is and it isn't, you know? Like, I feel like what he did in the Aztec game, in the previous game, was just perfect. And that's it. In this situation, nothing was perfect because it got messy and it was the right play. I think Daut always has a really good idea of when to use it. For me, if I try and use it as consistently as Daut does, I either have too bad... I usually just said don't have a good eco. Somehow he's able to... I don't know. I mean, his eco balance is decent right now. We'll see what he's able to do. Classicpro making some knights. Classicpro doing some things at home. Daut gets a big kill. With these upgrades that could be coming in for Classicpro, he's not going to want to lose these. There he is with the monastery. Here he comes with the knights. And I think Classicpro might have been reacting to this tiny little force. Daut is up. First thing you need to click here, though, is that War Galley upgrade, Classicpro. You cannot give Daut this pawn. I would say that War Galley upgrade is important. Here his knights clear this. Now Daut will know. He needs more crossbows, maybe some camels from that stable. Daut adding the town center. Town center here for Classicpro as well. Classicpro will defend in the south. Daut may be just giving up on it, but he is going to sneak some fish up in the north. What's up, Alexi? Welcome. Yeah, long days. Long days, lots of games in Titans League, so keep an eye on the relic count for you guys now as well. We've had this matchup many times before. We also had Hindustanis versus Lithuanians today. It feels like the camel numbers are really just the biggest talking point right now. Obviously, the knights for Lithuanians can be strong. But anytime Lithuanians are up against a good camel civ, it just doesn't feel too great. But Daut doesn't have many upgrades yet. Also, here comes the monk forward to maybe help out with some conversions. There's also not many crossbow numbers just yet. Daut loving the fight right now because chain barding isn't in, though. I think both players kind of waiting for the right time. Daut realizing that this might be the right time because chain barding could be on the way and these knights are weak. Chain barding's now in. Still a fine fight for Daut to take, though, I think. And Classicpro, I mean, he's going to lose monks, potentially. He doesn't really have the knight numbers. Daut's micro has been very smooth here, guys. Power of Byzantines as well. Cheaper Imperial Age could be on the cards for him as he goes for 3 TCs. A correct move from Classicpro to back away. Obviously not so good, though, that his whole wood line can be ranged. Oh, this town center. Oh, my God. This is so tense. 90 official. It's good. It's good. It's officially up. We're fine. 1 relic's in, so now he's got full armor, and he also has +2 attack. Obviously getting the +1 attack upgrade, but also getting the relic attack. But I don't know. I feel like Daut's boom just feels a lot better right now. He doesn't have horse color, though, which is something that he needs to get. Classicpro really needs a backwood line, but he doesn't feel like moving away right now. And there's a hole! But don't worry, the units won't run in here. Or will they? Or will they? Or will they? Monks finally get conversions. Fight is taken. It's a messy fight. Fighting uphill is obviously bad for Classicpro. He does also have the attack, though. Man, I feel like if there wasn't a hill, Classicpro clears that a lot easier. In the end, Daut maybe gets some better value than we expected from that. Having that armor and having those conversions there was helpful for him. 38 to 36 KD. Daut will give up on the south. Classicpro can fish of what's left there. We've got the fish there. Whatever. Who cares about water? It's all about land. It's all about relics right now for Classicpro too. And also conversions. Conversions are also a big part of this. He doesn't actually see any of these relics, which is so sad. He's looking, but he's just missing all of them. And this gold in the front for Daut, too. Daut's gone 3 stables now, guys. He's also going to add his own monks. Here comes the knights. No monks yet, though. This could be a very good fight for Classicpro. Obviously, here's the conversions coming in. Doesn't really seem to care. He's got all those upgrades, so he figures, let's just chew up Daut's units while we can. And look at that fight. Wow, that's a sick fight from him. What a great decision. Also, is seeing more and more relics on the minimap too, guys. So he's going to have more upgrades. Also, his eco is insane. I would love to see maybe a pikeman switch here too. Not sure about this dive. Daut's clearly going to hop into the town center there. Maybe getting too excited. Daut loses a camel. Daut really wants to take this relic home. And again, Classicpro's got to be careful. These town centers have bodkin. He's throwing army. He's throwing army. I think that's when he's doing other things, though. So that's something you always have to remember. Look how important these conversions have been on either side. Both players going for them. Kill the monks! Kill the monks! Daut going for monks. Classicpro not able to get conversions with all of his monks, and suddenly his advantage is gone. He lost so much HP, guys. He lost so much HP. He really just needed to pull back and wait on the hill. I think it's just the classic case of trying to do... Get it? Classic case. Classic case of trying to do too much. And all of a sudden, Daut with those cheap camels has the numbers and things flip. KD is pretty close, but now Classicpro, he's switching into pikemen when he doesn't have the knight numbers. So this relic coming back, this relic as well. I mean, and if he would have maybe snagged those and then taken the fight, then you never know. But running underneath a town center that has bodkin arrow, and there's camels and there's monks, there's just so many tiny little things there that happened that I don't think should have happened for Classicpro. And God, these monks, hop into the TC, monks. Hop into the town center. Oh, the relic actually went close enough to the TC where Daut can't get it. This knight here can't get the kill. Look how fast it heals. Daut's going for the kill here, guys. Well, actually, no, I take it back. I think he'll go up. I think he recognizes that Classicpro has to send everything he's got after this. So he's going to use this moment to go up to Imp. Also, there should still be a hole here. Yeah, and now this hole is a big issue. This hole wasn't as big an issue before. Man, there's been glimpses for Classicpro. And now he leaves, Daut. Now Daut backs away. And he should probably just fall back to his hill. Would love to see more stables from Daut. You could also add your own barracks and add your own pikemen. There's lots of possibilities. Classicpro is getting so many upgrades. Also, could snag this relic. I don't know. Like, this hill. On one hand, Daut will want to stay on the hill. On the other hand, Daut maybe doesn't want to throw army before Imp. And maybe he doesn't want to take fights against pikemen yet. I mean, his economy is looking pretty good, right? He can leave at any time. Maybe you leave. Yeah, maybe you leave. Daut, maybe you leave. I don't know, guys. I mean, I know he's got the monks in there healing up, and that's good. No, I can't call it. It's too close. The KD's been unbelievably close in Castle Age. But now you lose your monks. And now you want to run, and now you're kind of trapped. Dang, man. Now where's your army, Daut? Also, Classicpro will kill this pikeman here. We'll be able to get that next relic. He's running out to the middle of the map with knights and pikemen. This will be all in Castle Age if he continues to produce. He's canceled a few more units. Daut's going only camel. He could have had the numbers, but he took that fight, and, you know, maybe he would have needed to fall back to his base, but at least then he would have had the numbers. Classicpro, just like Daut earlier, says, okay, now I've taken a good fight. Now I'll stall my production. Now I'll go Imp. And the beautiful thing, guys, is we're going to see a swing right on back, I'm sure. I mean, Daut's eco is still good. He could mix in some archers, possibly. He will be an Imp. He's got lots of time before Classicpro's an Imp. This is an amazing game. And I like this fight a lot better than I liked the fight before. Chewing up all the camels with pikes underneath the TC feels worth it. Losing the knights earlier didn't feel as worth it for Classicpro. That's not bad. Great game. The games have delivered so far today. I mean, the games have delivered overall so far in Titans League altogether. But okay, if my opponent's going full pikes and I'm trying to go camels, I would also mix in some archers here. I'm really surprised that Daut isn't doing that. Is maybe thinking late game, TC on this gold, has the stone, outpost on the side for vision, castle on the front of his base. I think Daut saw that the knights were going this way. Oh, yep. He saw the knights were going that way because of that insane vision he has with Byzantines. This could actually be good for Daut. He probably will complete the castle, and these knights are going to get picked off. Obviously, Classicpro still has tons of attack, though, so I would be a little careful. Okay, now he's got heavy camel. Now I think that's okay. And the castle goes up, and all this needs to back away for Classicpro. And just like we expected, now Classicpro, he has to figure something out against Daut's options. Wow, this is an amazing game. Big issue for Classicpro is he's just gone to stone. And Daut's super heavy on stone. So Daut's going to have army to control the map for now. Okay, maybe not, actually. He doesn't have a lot. But let's just say, you know, Daut has any force, like Arbalest on the hill. Daut could walk forward and drop another castle. And there's a lot of golden stone right up the middle here. Obviously, there's resources elsewhere as well, but I think the reason Daut's going for a bit of a raid is to distract Classicpro, so then he can shift his main army here to the hill. I don't know, like, he's making cataphracts. I love cataphracts, but is it not possibly too expensive here to go cataphracts right off the bat, Daut? Still am very uncertain on what he's going to make. He's still got pikemen going for raids. He's kind of giving up these vills now. There's a few camels, and that's it. Hasn't produced any more camels. He's only producing cataphracts. I mean, if we look back at this and Daut loses this game, we're going to question where was his production throughout this time. If we look back at this and Daut wins the game, we're going to say, well, cataphract is OP. Doubt's maybe thinking, what can he do against the Cataphract? Well, there's a few leftover monks out there, and I think that's what Classicpro is going to choose to use, which is smart. Halb's also in high enough number, decent against regular Cataphracts. I mean, Elite Cataphract can kind of kill almost everything, but not a big fan of that. I don't think his eco's that good yet. We'll see what Classicpro chooses to mix in. He's clearly a little uncertain because he's also going for Elite Skirm. Classicpro has tons of resources. Oh, man. Wait, what if he went Latus against Cataphract? He can't, for the same reason. I think, you know, he really needs to spend his resources on other things. Daut comes in with a few Cataphracts to try and raid, runs into the Castle Fire. Obviously, it's not great. It's not the worst either, and I love this castle from him. I love the vision. Look at Daut's vision on the map. He can see so much, and then look at Classicpro. Classicpro is a bit more tunnel visioned. So Daut has used this time to take the sides of the map, and he's just kind of given up the middle, which is... It's a strategy choice, and I don't love it. I feel like you go middle and then push sides. I don't think this order of things makes sense. And oh, Treb has to back away. Daut. Well, donate a Cataphract to the enemy side. Now Classicpro will know about this, though. And yeah, this is actually really nice for Daut. The ability to raid on the side with these Catas is going to be sick. I don't know. I guess we'll see, right? Like, both players have gone for different options, different choices. This Relic's going to be yoinked back home. That's a castle for Classicpro he'll very much need on the flank. He's going for the kill right now. He's got Trebuchets, he's got the Monks, he's got the Halbs, and he's saying, come at me. And Daut's got resources. He could make Cataphracts, but I think he's saving up for Elite, and he's going to need his castles. I do not like the fact that Daut only has 16 army right now. But the 16 army might be the best form of army that he can make as Byzantines. And that's the idea behind this. This is a bigger deal for Classicpro and for Jordan and for Miguel than it even is for Daut. Obviously, the prize pool on the line here for Daut's nice, 40 bucks. He would like to confirm second place in the group, get as many wins as possible. But all the other players in the group desperately want Daut to 3-0 here. Because if Daut 3-0s, that's taking potential points away from Classicpro, who everyone else in Group A is going to be competing with. Classicpro, the player who won 2-1 versus Jordan, the player who took a win off of Viper, the player who's looked insane, as they all have, is all over Daut's castle. Daut now has Elite Cataphract, but he's got 24 of them. Feels horribly indecisive with this group. This group could be doing some real work right now. God, the Monks were such a good choice for Classicpro, though. I love it. Daut has 160 eco. Classicpro has 149 eco. These economies are wild. There are the Cataphracts. Castle goes down for Daut. Cataphracts make it in. You would need a lot of Halbs to deal with this. A lot of Monks to deal with this. But Daut could lose his ground here. He's going to lose a Treb. I would love to see, this would be a great time for a castle in Daut's face. If you're Classicpro, here he goes. Here he goes. I don't know, though. The Cataphracts can probably fight this uphill. Look at the blue dots, guys. Look at the blue dots. Are the Cataphracts worth it? I think they might be worth it. Look at the army count. The Cataphracts can't be stopped. No way. And you can tell he's realized, like, oh no, what is happening? I'm losing everything. I'm losing my villagers. I can't stop these things. I can't drop that castle. He probably needs to get out of here with his Trebs as well. Honestly, I think on paper what you need to go for as Lithuanians is Elite Latus. With those relics, I think that's what you have to do, right? Am I right or am I wrong on that? I mean, I don't mind a mix of trash units. And I know his castle setup maybe isn't the best for this, but I mean, you have relics, and I think Latus do pretty well against Catas, but I guess also, if you can make this many trash units, why not continue? I would love to see the Latus. I would absolutely love to see the Latus. Daut now getting, making the skirms, because he knows the Halbs can still trade cost effectively. And at the end of the day, the Cataphracts are expensive. And just as Classicpro lost ground, he continues to push. See, Daut thought that he had it. And now he's not so certain. These raids continue, though. It must be so annoying for Classicpro to keep looking in the back of your base. That's why pushing the middle is so important here. And he is making a few latest now, which, again, I think is so smart. He might be making it more so because he sees the skirms. I think it's a great choice to deal with the cataphracts. Because the latest, they ignore armor, they have more HP, they have more attack than a cataphract. I think the latest own. Does he know the latest own? And can he get elite? I'm going to guess no for both of them, but it's a Daut castle for Daut. It's unlikely this will finish if he doesn't get walls down. Look at the latest go. Raw, 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 raw. Daut bringing trebs on both sides here. There's bombard cannons. He's still getting kills. It's 170 pop for both, but now Daut's army count is super low compared to Classic Pros. That's also the benefit of producing a lot of trash units combined with your latest, right? That's why I had said maybe Daut should open with something else. They've kind of reversed the order here. Daut also extremely low on gold at the moment, I've noticed. Doesn't have those relics, of course, bringing him in the gold. Oh, man, but he's got a lot more food, and he's got a lot more wood. And he's got a Byzantine castle. What he doesn't have is bombard cannons, though. He needs bombard cannons to take out these trebs. This bombard cannon from Classicpro. God, this is so intense. He saves it. I mean, for now, he saves it. No, he doesn't save it. Excuse me. And now Daut's got his own. Daut's got his own bombard cannon. Trebs are falling. We have a defensive castle for Classicpro because he's sick of this. Daut's also going to complete this castle. What is this game? Who's winning? Who's losing? I think Daut is losing, but they're both struggling for gold. And it comes down to castle spots right now. Daut will have this castle on the right. And he's winning that Treb war. Here, he's going to take this castle out. Again, being Byzantines, it helps him a lot. We see the latest, they take this Treb out, though. I'm surprised we didn't see these Trebs get taken out. And maybe that happens now, because Daut doesn't have anything there. Now the latest dive in. Again, they're not elite, but they should take out all the Trebs, and they do. And again, we're still uncertain on how this game will go, because Daut's out of stone. The Classicpro needs to deal with this now, and Daut actually has light cap prepared for the raid. It's extremely smushed right now. Everything's really awkward, but we do have the latest in the back. Are they two-shotting villagers on even ground right now? They're two-shotting villagers, guys. Oh, no, they're not. They're three-shotting villagers. Anyways, Daut's going to lose Vills. Classicpro's going to lose Vills. Both players are going to lose Trebs. You really can't predict these things. I don't even know why I'm here, honestly. I don't see how I'm supposed to make any good calls on how this game is flowing because it's just insane. Again, I feel as though, you know, on one hand, the latest would be a really strong unit here. But on the other hand, where are you going to have the castles for the latest? Do you want to spend your gold in the latest when you're losing so many Trebs? Halbs are great, but then skirms are great. Light Cavs are great. The idea of raiding is great, but then you need the main fight. I mean, this game is just mayhem. This is ridiculous. But, guys, Daut is losing a lot of vills. He is down soon below 100 villagers. He has not seen this. Now he does, excuse me. They all want this gold right now. Like, this gold is the most crucial spot of the map. Feels like this gold as well is important. At the very least, just to make trebuchets. I mean, Classicpro's got trash teched. Classicpro is also at a point where he might need wood as well, honestly. Daut's castles kind of surround him. And Classicpro's castles kind of maintain his current position, I guess. This is a ridiculous game. I've loved the cross game so far in this event. Guys, can Daut take this castle out? He wants to progress further in here. He wants to take some of the stone and gold. The latest raids have done such a number on him, though. And they continue to stream into his base. This gold is valuable for him. The fact that he's able to take this gold is so nice. He's going to take all of it before he loses that position. But this gold. This is the most important gold. The holy gold. The gold that both players need. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Daut's pop is definitely dipping. He's behind in both eco and military. He can only keep this castle up for so long. He only has skirms and cataphracts right now. He's probably going to make some light cap eventually, but he's losing all of his farmers. Can Classicpro get win number 5 with one more game to go in this play all 3, and then also the next series to come up against Say My Name. Oh man, that eco KD is insane. He's killed so many. He will lose this castle, but he can now push the middle And if he can push the middle, maybe it's the end for Daut. You can see Daut trying to find any safe spot for farms at the moment. And the latest. I'm so happy to see it. The latest have proven to be the answer. Classicpro needs to bring like 20 villagers right now and just take that gold. Because odds are you're going to lose them. You just need to take as much as you can while you can. He's even taking this stone, right? Like, he'll probably lose the vills, but he feels fine after killing Daut's eco. 200 pop for Classicpro and 130 for Daut. We might actually be near the end. It's been an even game in many aspects. We had that sick opening from Classicpro, but then Daut was able to take his fishing ships out. Classicpro had a great early castle. Daut had a great mid castle. Then Daut fell off a little bit before Imp. And it's been back and forth ever since. I'm seeing a whole lot more yellow inside of the blue base right now than I am blue inside of the yellow base. So we do have some action right here. And somehow Daut still has castles up. It's wild to me, but for how long? I would love to see, with your resources looking like this right now, I would love to see Elite Latest be clicked. And I think it was actually just about to be clicked. Daut taps out finally once he hits 100 pop. Oh, what a game, man. What a ridiculous game. That was insane. Normally, I have an idea of how a game is developing. So you've got like, okay, this person's controlling the game with raids. This person's got this army comp. The other person has to respond to that. You know, there's a lot of back and forths. There's a lot of ebb and flow. And that happened for a while. But there was a point where everything was going right and wrong for both players at different points at different times. And it was just like, you know, a roll of the dice almost to see who was going to come out on top. I think there's a couple things here that swung in the game. First off, Daut did not have the economy compared to Classicpro anyways to get away with Elite Cataphracts. That's my opinion. I think that he had such a long... He was in Imp so much faster. What's the difference in time here? 36-30 versus 40-47. I was a little disappointed in him that he didn't have something more, right? I feel like if he opens Arbalest or opens Halb, opens anything like that, he maybe takes this hill, holds this hill, and can push. But what he went for instead was he went for the sides, and he went for like the greatest unit he could go for. Then eventually hit a point where the Cataphracts weren't enough on their own. Granted, he did take some good fights, and then needed to mix in the trash. I would have preferred he opened with trash, because while he waited for the Cataphracts, he didn't take anything away from Classicpro. He didn't force Classicpro to make mistakes or to take losses. He just kind of sat there. So I think if you push the map with some other units, then go into Cataphracts as the killer unit, I like it. But I think the order was wrong. Now, I don't think Cataphract's the worst unit in the world. Obviously, it's very good, but I think that, you know, hindsight's 20/20 here, and we have to say that that was probably a mistake. Classicpro, I think he had the correct realization to go latest. I think he only did it because of skirms originally, but latest was honestly just the perfect choice. You have so much attack, more damage output than a Cataphract does, and having the 4 relics, obviously, you take advantage of the extra attack being Lithuanians. What a great game there. To see both unique units was fantastic, and that's a huge result for Classicpro, as he will go for more wins here to stay up in the group. We have Daut playing as the Burgundians here, Game 3, his home map. And then we have Classicpro playing as the Cumans. And we have never seen the Cumans picked for this map before, guys. Wow. Interesting choice. So, Cumans are well established as being really good with their 2TC play. They're the only civilization that can build the second TC in Feudal. So, would make sense on a map that's arena style, where you're far away from the opponent to try that. I think this is going to produce a very different game than what we normally see, though, because Daut, I obviously think he's going to go for relics and whatnot, but he's going to feel a lot of pressure to probably catch up on the boom. I'm trying to go through it in my mind. This is kind of how I think the flow will go. Classicpro gains the eco lead. Daut makes it to Castle Age. Daut starts to snag a couple relics. Daut's like, oh no, I need to catch up on eco, and drops town centers. And at that point, I believe Classicpro could possibly take some map control and pressure in Castle Age with maybe a forward castle, lots of scouts, knights, rams, whatever. That's the normal flow if we see a 2TC boom for Classic Pro. If he doesn't add the town center, I don't know what the crap he's thinking. In fact, I will quit Age of Empires 2 as a caster, as a streamer, as a player for 3.5 years if he doesn't go for the second TC. All right? And I'm going to be more specific so I can't even back out of it. All right? This is how confident I am. I'm betting everything I've worked for a decade. If he doesn't build the second TC before 12 minutes. There we go. 12 minutes. You know, because just in case he were to, you know, go for Rams and then go for the TC later, I didn't want to give myself the opportunity to say, you know, like, oh, good, there's the second TC, guys. I don't have to quit now. So now suddenly the stakes are very high. We need you. It's fine. It's fine. He's going to make the TC. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, I'll be very curious where he makes it. And if he goes to stone. A play with the Kuman Boom is 2 TCs, castle drop, and then fast imp sometimes. So, I don't know. Like, clearly Classic Pro just doesn't want to play the normal arena style. I would say Poles and maybe Turks. Bohemians. I feel like there's a long list of civilizations that can do well here. I hope Classic Pro wasn't thinking, well, I already know how the other civs play, so let's try something different because I'm going to get it out of the group. Because I think that is not confirmed at all right now for him. He is, with current standings, ahead of 3 other players, but if he doesn't win this and then doesn't get results in his final series, and he could potentially be out. In Group A, most of the groups, we're going to have that final week matter a whole lot here. There you go, guys. Don't worry. We're good. We're good. He's going to go for the TC. Actually, since this is a rec, I'm just going to speed up a little bit because I committed to casting another series, and it is an arena style. I don't normally like to do that because I want to treat recorded games as if they're live, you know, because they are to me. I haven't seen these before. But, yeah, I mean, let's just speed up a little bit. Honestly, having this scout could be really important. I actually think he's going to loop his scout back here because he sees Daut's scout and he wants to go kill that now. But yeah, I expect Daut to go fast castle. He's walled up a little bit just in case. And hey, we're safe. There you go. There's the TC. So glad we can stick around for a bit, guys. We're good. Yeah, I think this TC spot's perfect. You don't need to make a mining camp for your gold. You have a lot of villagers for wood as well. You'll focus primarily on getting a lot of food, which means you need wood for the farms. And there we go. Interesting how Daut is building up his base, though. He didn't go for the full wall, which might have been too risky. He's gone for the small wall. Also did a full circle with his scout. And will also go for scouts. I'll be curious to see if he goes for the scouts on the outer ring. Because there will likely be quite a few farmers that could be picked off. We'll see if Classic Pro maybe wants to wall it up. Classic Pro getting loom. There's the market. There's the stable. Ooh, actually, Classic Pro kind of trapped himself. I think he wanted to see what his opponent was doing. Oh, there's a hill. Ooh, that's annoying for Daut. But yeah, Daut's not going to want to play any games. He'll probably just wait it out a little bit. Classic Pro's being super annoying. What's up, Redlaw? Also, what's up, Farlands? And yep, there goes the scout. That was a little sloppy. But obviously, Daut's going to add scouts. We now see a barracks. 37 villagers versus 27. The stable's very cheap with the Kumans, as is the range, so we'll probably see a stable here. Yeah, so here's what I think is very strong on this map. And with this particular Civ matchup. Kuman's flooding map in the middle. Screw the sides, right? Go middle. You'll have so much in the way of resources to do that. Then maybe fast imping it into a forward castle. For Daut, he just wants this to be a more normal game. He's actually going double monastery? What? Okay, we'll slow it down now. That's a very weird choice. I mean, he obviously has a lot of wood income, but I'm surprised. So he is thinking that the Kuman player will be able to make a lot of scouts, and that he really wants those relics. But yeah, even selling some wood there a second ago, Daut, he's really thinking middle right now. Burgundians with those ecotechs can match up well to that boom. Well, let's look, actually. So, as it stands, the total resources collected, you can see it's actually very close. But with 52 villagers versus 31, you're going to start to feel it once you get to about like 60 or so villagers, how strong your eco is. Ooh. Kill it. That should be a kill. Nice find. Also, Daut. Oh, no! He got it! He got the conversion. But wait, this scout has something to say about that. He's like, not today, buddy. Guys, well played, Daut. That was really good. So I think, you know, there's going to be more scouts out. So Daut just wants to get as many relics as possible while he can. But should we be surprised that Daut has gone double monastery? I mean, I am. Can't even produce out of both right now. Feels like a heavy investment. Okay, now we see the villagers on stone. Okay, but the thing is, this is what I don't like about it. Classicpro has 0 map control in the middle. So, I like the 2 TC mini boom into castle, into forward castle, into fast imp. But ideally, you need to have some map control. And so I guess he's going to try and use kip checks for map control. That's going to take a long time. So now we'll look at the food collected and resources collected. Now you can see Classicpro has pulled ahead. This food spike is what can lead to the fast imp being possible. I don't know. I guess we'll see. Also, the other thing I got to mention is relics don't really matter if the game doesn't go on long. And I think this build order is designed to to kind of end the game quickly. Behind, again, a bit of map control with kip checks. And then once you take that, another castle, then you're an imp, then you trap down Daut, and then you can even take those relics from him. Yeah, mining camp a little bit weird for Classicpro, but I feel like his eco is so good he doesn't really care at this point. And again, just to check resources collected, this is a pretty big boost. Remember, Daut also isn't really floating a lot of the resources he's brought in because he has to invest it constantly, whereas there's a lot of resources floating for Classicpro. Okay, so monastery now. Now the relics are all gone from the middle. Daut has 5 relics. Maybe that's why. I mean, he already has monks going this way. Actually, I don't know, man. Daut has a habit of just making things look right. Daut might get all the relics, and I actually like the double monastery now. Okay, he deleted the stable for another mining camp. What? Bro. What? You don't even have bloodlines yet. What are your units going to be? That bothers me so much. I mean, especially on an arena map, if you're going to be that particular about where you place buildings, think ahead a little bit. Because now he has to make a stable again to get bloodlines. Here he is imping. Again, Daut should know that this is a thing. Daut should not be surprised by this at all. We have Classicpro pulling the villagers to make some houses because Daut's trying to hit on the outer ring. And now Daut is where this is where Daut starts to catch up with Vil count. But honestly, I think the one thing that could hurt Daut is not seeing this castle. I had pretty much talked about this strategy earlier on in the game. I don't mind him pressuring the outer ring, but I think he needs to have stuff in the middle to delay the castle as long as possible. Yeah, the idea is to make enough kip checks to pressure the middle. He might even go for a castle here, but the idea is to drop a castle on Daut's face. Oh, man. Oh, man. I mean, he'll have enough to do it, though. That's the thing. Like, Daut doesn't have army out here. Daut is actually potentially going to break through here, though. He can convert the Vils. Okay, there's the outpost. He now has ballistics. Daut will see this. Okay, here come the Vils. They should drop it right on Daut's stone. If he knows about the stone, he should drop it on Daut's stone. No, go forward! Oh, no, I hate it. Guys, the whole point is to kill fast. It's to get in fast. He has to send some kip checks back here now. This is good from Daut, right? Because Daut's just trying to slow down whatever's coming in the middle. And now, hold on a second, Classic Pro. You need to be careful you don't lose these kip checks to the monks. Holy. You could have your castle denied by Daut. Daut able to get a couple kip checks here. The castle will complete, though. I would have loved the castle here. Like, you're already... The whole point is to get it in their face, get the trebs out as fast as possible, and kill as many buildings as possible. Look at Daut. He's backing away with some of these relics, too. Smart thinking. He knows. Here come the kip checks. Here come the trebs. Meanwhile, though, if Daut could break through over here, that would be so amazing. Classic Pro sending everything he can forward at the moment. Here he goes. Daut adding ranges to go into skirmishers, most likely. Notice that's not something that we normally talk about with Burgundians. Now, he should get chemistry. So he's able to... Oh, God, he doesn't even have a blacksmith yet. Oh, man, that could be so bad for Daut. Oh, man, guys, this could be a classic right here. This could be a classic. Not having blacksmith upgrades right now is so bad. He's going to start losing TCs. There's going to be another castle in his face. The kip checks could kill everything in his base if he doesn't have fletching. I mean, here he goes. Also, all of his farming ecos here. Yikes. Classic Pro still has to be very careful about this, though. He doesn't want to have to send any military to deal with this. I understand where he's building his current castle because there's no world where he was expecting Daut to not have like, some type of resistance to this. And this is Daut's MTC. I mean, this is really, really effective with this timing. And the kip checks are not that expensive either. Daut also over here trying to break in as well. Daut losing his TCs. And now we're going to see his food count struggle, guys. Yes, he can expand to save his villagers, but he's not going to have the farming eco he wants. Let's see. Does Classic Pro see the castle? He does see the castle. Okay. So, small thing, but Classic Pro should be opening a hole here, I think, with his castle, instead of attacking the monastery. And then he could actually move in to the proper spot and then flee if he needs to. Right now, it's like really annoying and really awkward for him to have to flee the area. What a lot of arena players would actually do in Classic Pro's position, instead of going for Light Cav, is they would actually go for Onager. But Onager maybe not something he wants to do at the moment. Or maybe he doesn't feel like he has the economy for it. Daut's still catching up on a lot of upgrades. The kip checks are melting the skirmishers. Kip checks are a low HP unit. The ecos are close. Daut now stonewalling this. He really needs to get more food eco if he wants more upgrades and more skirmishers. And he's going to lose another TC. This is a great build from Classic Pro. This is well executed so far. And honestly, very well played from Daut as well. So many players wouldn't move the relics back. I'm so glad he did. But they're not far away. Right? They're not far away. And okay, the Kipchaks now need to back away. Man, are they weak. Yep, Daut's got ballistics now. Daut has... He doesn't have chemistry yet. But we are going to have Light Cav moving out for Classic Pro. Now, on one hand, you probably want to clear the sides, but on the other hand, you need all your army on the front all the time if you're Classic Pro, which makes this really tricky right now. He does need to keep his Light Cav alive. He doesn't have Imp Armor yet. He's now on the defensive. Now, with some good pressure, every time he gets an opportunity, he converts a Vil that's building the houses too, which could lead to him building buildings in there maybe. Classic Pro really needs to keep the Light Cav alive. But you see what I mean about Onager or even a few Mangonels? I feel like it would help out almost immediately, whereas the Light Cav takes a lot of time. I think he's stable at home, is set forward. So I continue to see him gathering units. He's getting armor. He's got a few Light Cav, not a lot. No attack upgrades. This position's awkward for the Trebs. It's 125 population for both. What a great series this has been. The Treb is still up, by the way, but the Kip check number is so low. It's the Light Cav that really matter the most right now. Finally, Daut takes out a Treb. Daut's still not through yet, by the way. I'll keep you updated there. Here he's walling just in case. He has the relics, so the longer this game goes, the better it is for him. You should start to see him adding farms where he can, but he's under so much pressure. And now Classic Pro, all he wants to do All he wants to do is take out the Trebs and continue this push. So here he goes. Now you've got Castle Fire. So the Castle Fire will help out with the light cav. Kip checks do a decent job at taking out skirms if skirms lack the final armor. Still feels like what Classic Pro needs is the killer blow, though. Like, he needs Trebs to follow this up. Like, he needs to take out Daut's Trebs. He's not getting there yet. And he loses this castle now. 32 on food for him. It is 17 for Daut. But Daut is holding and defending. But wait! There goes the army. Is this good or bad for Classic Pro? I appreciate the attempt. But no, I don't think it's good for him at all. It actually gives Daut opportunities to pick off the Kip checks as they run. And uh-oh, clearly a sign from Classic Pro that this is not working out. Daut actually gets through. So good little raids for him here as he wants to advance forward with his Trebs. Daut, interestingly enough, 0 villagers on stone. I feel like he will fix that soon, but that's a pretty interesting tidbit. He's got so many resources on the outside to take. It really feels like stone is something that he's missing. Everything else, obviously, he's going to catch up on. And yeah, unfortunately, we see this strategy work if you kill the opponent before they get to their skirms and before they get their eco back out on track. But now we just look at the Kip check and we say, wow, this is an elite unit that has 60 HP. And oh, sorry, it's not elite, but it's 60 HP. It's 4 base attack. Its base attack is so low. Would love to see Daut add barracks at this point. Honestly, I think he could go full trash against this. I don't think he needs to even... actually, he's going hand cannons, I guess, but I don't think he really needs to worry about the Kip checks as much now that he's got these skirms. If I were him, I would just be worried about the light cav becoming hussars. But guys, he's taking out the buildings. Look at him focus down these Kip checks. The light cav are all right. Again, I mean, it's just not really the killer unit you typically want. It's all about the timing here with this strategy for Classic Pro. It's not working. Daut has every single relic. He's even getting armor now for his cav, so he might mix in some more of them. And I think Kumans just look very weak at this stage. I don't know what else you can go for. There's no unit that comes to mind besides Siege Onager that would really help you. Yeah, and Daut having... He's so confident now that he can even mix in the Coustier that he's getting elite out of this castle. But he knows. Bombard Cannon goes in for the Trebuchet. Disappointing one for Classic Pro. Again, there's wins on the board. Wins that he could have taken here. But we knew right off the bat when we saw Kumans, and then also the fact that Daut has performed pretty well on this map, that this is just not a situation where Classic Pro feels comfortable. And so Daut concludes his group sessions. Yes, he played them all within 2 weeks because of being delayed and then having to squeeze them in a bit earlier than we had initially planned. But Daut is safe. Daut is in a good spot, most likely. He is not going to be relegated. I don't think mathematically he can be, though I don't want you to quote me on that. What you can quote me on, though, is that he has won a majority of the sets he has played. He's gotten wins in almost every set he's played except for 2? 1? I think just for one of them. And he's looked very good. For Classic Pro, he will have a very important set up against Say My Name in their final round. Classic Pro's at 5 wins after 4 rounds. And remember, I think Jordan and Miguel are at 4 wins after 4 rounds. So, you know, who we'll see what happens with Jordan and Miguel. That's going to be a crazy series. I can't wait to cast that one because they play each other. That's going to be epic. And then when Classic Pro goes up against Say My Name, obviously both players there are going to want wins when it rolls around. Fairly competitive series. You know, again, I feel like the light cav switch just takes too much time. And I've seen enough arena games from players like John Slow, who honestly just add a Siege Workshop and add Mangonels. Like 3 or 4 Mangonels. I know it just feels weird for a player like Classic Pro, who plays, you know, with these massive economies on Arabia and tech switches. It feels very weird to recommend Mangonels with an imp composition. But I think if you do that, and you just go Mangonel Kip check, Daut ends up losing more ground, and then maybe Daut ends up losing the game, right? Like, all he had to do was push back past this area, and then I think Daut has big problems. So maybe I can ask John Slow if I find the time what he would have done there. But that is not the type of push where you have time to tech switch, especially when your opponent's Burgundians and when your opponent has all those relics. It's about pushing as quickly as possible. The kip checks just get worse and worse and worse there as that game goes on. But yeah, there's the eco difference. Daut did have more, not as much as you would have thought maybe after you saw Classicpro was fast imping. But it's a good strat from Classicpro. I think it could have been executed a little bit better, but not a bad strat at all.